Wonder what he did and then undid. Oh, we got an echo. Great. but I think we got them all fixed and taken care of. Andy Griffin with you live with Rustin and Rustin. I almost forgot your last name, Rustin Burnside. Good to see you. First, kind of the basketball debut for Rustin, so it's good to have him here. Unfortunately, the sad thing is we have our national anthem coming, so we don't get to talk yet. Let's take a 90-second break, and then we'll have our pregame for real right after this break.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where'd the cats go on vacation? New York.
Again, we're having a kind of an abbreviated pregame show because of the technical problems we have, but we appreciate you joining us on 890 KDXU and 94.9 FM, also on our viewing audience online and CEC Cable TV, TDS Cable Channel 22. We're all over the place. Andy and Rustin with you as Snow Canyon hosts the Hurricane Tigers tonight. This is the Roy's Pizza and Pasta pregame show. We're going to jump right into our Camping World keys to the game. Rustin, you got a couple of things maybe to keep an eye on in this game.
Absolutely. For the Hurricane Tigers tonight, it's going to be all about not overlooking Snow Canyon. We know the Warriors haven't had the season they've wanted so far, but they played some pretty good basketball at certain times throughout the season. Let's not forget they held Dixie to 37 points last night. For Hurricane to keep pace with Dixie and Desert Hills, they simply can't overlook the Snow Canyon Warriors. Also, they got to keep Bryson Childs off the glass. He's a rebounding machine for the Warriors. He's about 10 rebounds a game, and half of those are offensive. So in order for Hurricane to come away with the victory, they're going to have to box out, get a body in someone.
Down go the lights. I hope you weren't reading any of that because...
I wasn't. I can do this. I have faith. For Snow Canyon tonight, in order for them to walk away with a victory, they're going to have to outlast Jackson Last. He's definitely going to get his points tonight. He's going to be a factor, but Snow Canyon has to have the same mentality that they did against the Dixie Flyers. They held Tanner Cup to 3 points. They got to hold Last. They got to keep him in check if they want a chance tonight.
That is your Camping World of St. George keys to the game as we get ready to do battle. The lights went down. It's kind of a laser show going on here as they introduce the starting lineup for Snow Canyon. Before we get to our Sky Mountain starting lineup, I want to mention a couple of coaches' comments brought to you by the Locker Room. You know the game starts when you leave the locker room, 514 North Love Street. Coach Sorensen, I talked to him just moments ago, and he said, you know what, we feel like we have a size advantage. We had that against Canyon View and Pine View, though, and it didn't work out so well. So we need to establish the inside game, and we need to continue to play great defense. Those are big things for us. Those are, again, the Locker Room coaches' comments brought to you by the Locker Room from Coach Sorensen. Over on the other side, Coach Langston, they're still trying to figure out how to play without Zayden Jackman, who is out for the season due to some grade problems. And so, again, it is about Jackson Last, but it can't be just about Jackson Last. He's been the model of consistency and averaging, almost 26 points a game. But you need guys like Adam Hayron to step up, young guys like Matthew Myers and J.J. Gonzalez. And then how is Colton Marshall? Marshall with that hip injury. They hope they can get, 20 minutes out of him tonight or so. They need that out of their big guy, especially with Joey Robertson out on the floor, Rustin.
I absolutely couldn't agree with you more. It can't be entirely about Jackson Last in order for the Tigers to eventually keep pace with Desert Hills or Dixie. It's going to have to be a team effort all around.
Tigers with 3 region wins. They want to get to 4. Keep pace with Desert Hills and Dixie just ahead of them. Snow Canyon really in need of a win if they want to have a chance at the state playoffs. They come in with just 1 region win. So this is a very important game for both these 2 teams. Again, our Sky Mountain starting lineup, we'll kind of go through those as we get rolling, but just real quickly out there, I see Childs, I see Sampson, Baker, Robertson, and Austin Staley for Snow Canyon. On the Hurricane side, I see Jackson Lass along with, well, we're going to have to wait and see because the tip is up and we're ready to go as J.J. Gonzalez gets it off the jump from, it was not Last that jumped, it was actually Colton Marshall who jumped a little bit. Last has it in his hand. Oh, they back off him. 3-pointer up and good. You can't do that to Jackson Last.
He couldn't have asked for a more wide open shot to start the game off. Great start for the Hurricane Tigers.
3 quickly up on the board for Last as the defenders didn't communicate and backed off the big guy, and he made him pay. Now Snow Canyon on the offense. Staley drives in, spins around, changes pivot, got away with it, changed it again, got away with it. He traveled twice. They finally got him on the second one.
And that's terrific defense by Adam Hayron. He doesn't score a lot, but he is a very big factor for this Tiger team. Great defense from Hayron.
Staley kind of got caught in there and trying to get himself free and traveled while he did it. So Tigers will walk it across. Adam Hayron wears number 0. Looking for Last on the left side, can't get it to him. Now he needs some help. Finally gets it over on the left side. Ball handed off, now a baseline drive by Last. Drift pass to Gonzalez. Gonzalez fakes the pass outside. Now goes to Hayron. Hayron to Marshall, top of the key. Backdoor pass to Last, up and in, easy deuce.
That pass from Regan Marshall, that was a beauty. Absolute beauty from Marshall on the assist.
Marshall, one of those good passing big guys like Joey Robertson. Drive in, leap and leaner up, no good. They say he got squeezed on a sandwich play. Personal foul called on the Tigers. That'll be on Russell Neal.
Right there, Braden Baker doing a good job recognizing that they're in a little bit of a hole early on, being aggressive, taking it to the hoop, drawing the foul.
Baker averaged 19 a game last season. They kind of told him in the start of the year this year, look, the focus is going to be on the big guy first and then you. His average took a hit. He was actually about 10 a game in preseason, but he's up that in region play. He's up to 13 points, point something a game as he hits 2 free throws.
Yeah, him and Joey Robertson make up the bulk of scoring for the Snow Canyon Warriors. It'll be interesting to watch how they work together tonight.
Baker with 2, 5-2 our score. Just a little over a minute into this game, minute and a half almost. Gonzalez has it top of the key, gets a screen from Hayron, can't get open. Now he peels into the lane. Double team there, goes back outside to Marshall. Marshall in 3-point land. Doesn't shoot it from there very often. He can't hit. He's got 5, I think, this year. Now back to Hayron. Hayron drives in. Nice dish off inside to Neal, who lays it up and in.
That's Adam Hayron. Like I mentioned earlier, he's kind of a glue guy. He's averaging about 3 assists per game. Gets one right there. Nice pass.
Hayron, of course, the quarterback on the football team for the Tigers. A little bit of a point guard role here, as is Austin Staley for Snow Canyon. Ball goes in the corner to Sampson. Sampson traveled, got away with it. They go outside to Robertson. And Robertson gives off to Baker. Baker was shut down by Dixie a week ago. They need him. They need him to score if they're going to win, period. Baker's got it, or Robertson's got it. Hands off to Staley. Staley stop and pop 15. Bottom of the barrel.
That's good offense from Snow Canyon. They were patient. They waited until they got the shot they wanted. That's an Austin Staley jumper in the key.
7-4, early lead for the Tigers. Last tries to cross over. Nice defense that time by Baker. Last keeps the dribble alive, goes outside to Marshall. Marshall back out to Last, and they'll reset with 5:10 to go in the first period. Our game brought to you in part by Southwest Diesel, the originators of high performance for diesel engine, and a blocking foul called on Baker. I thought that was actually pretty good defense, Rustin.
It was pretty solid. He had his feet moving a little bit, but his hands out, a little bit of contact. But I've been watching this matchup between Baker and Last, or whoever's on Last. It's physical, it's mean, and it's aggressive.
1 team foul for each team. Nothing to worry about at this point. Russell Neal fakes a drive, loses the handle, gets it back outside to Marshall. Marshall Jump stop, kick in the corner to Gonzalez. Gonzalez open three, too hard. Rebound taken down by Baker. Baker to Staley. Austin Staley on the run. Stops now outside of three-point land to Baker. Baker stop and pop three. That one is down.
He didn't even hesitate. Braden Baker knew he wanted that shot as soon as his hands touched the ball.
That is his 29th three-pointer of the season, and we are tied. Marshall, he'll try a three. That's too hard. Rebound to Bryson Childs, the rebounding machine. So Canyon with their first opportunity here to take the lead now. Childs has it, drives hard in the lane, up off the glass, and he is fouled hard by Jackson Last.
That's a good take right there from Bryson Childs. He had a big game against Dixie, 14 points and 7 boards for him.
Referee said he hit him in the side of the head. I don't know if we can see on the replay if he actually hit him in the side of the head, but definitely a foul. First foul of the game on Jackson Last. And there's a good look at Childs. And he can't get the free throw to roll in. There's the drive. I don't know. Did you get him in the head, Rustin? It was close.
It's close.
It was close.
It's all about the angle.
Definitely a foul, though. Second one goes down for Childs, his first point of the night. And Snow Canyon with an 8-7 lead. 4:10 left in the first period. Region 9 action. We already had the other games are pacing well ahead of us. We had an overtime in JV. Last fakes the three. I think Desert Hills was up like 7 in the first quarter. Three on the right side is up and in.
So far, Hurricane with
Marshall.
good ball movement.
Yeah,
moving the ball around quickly. Marshall, great shot.
Reagan Marshall. I think wasn't his brother Colton Marshall? For some reason, that name Colton sticks in my head. Up and under move by Robertson. Shot no good. Long rebound. Fought for, finally taken down by the Tigers. They go to Last. Last leads it ahead to Marshall. Back to Last. Little crossover, and he's bumped and fouled by Sampson.
Sampson had no choice right there. Last with a pretty little move. He kind of beat Sampson off the dribble.
Second team foul was not on the shot. It was on the dribble, so it will be side out to the Hurricane Tigers. They lead it by a 10-8 count. Gonzalez dribbles it off his ankle, picked up by Snow Canyon, but stepping out of bounds as he picked it up was Braden Baker. That's tough luck because if he lets it go, it's their ball, but the city tried to grab it and go and stepped on the line.
No, I think it's a great hustle play from Braden Baker, recognizing where the ball was at. He tried to stay in bounds. It looked good from where I was standing. Referee with the better angle.
Mangelson checks in for Hurricane. Gonzalez checks out. Gonzalez is surprisingly kind of sneaky good. He makes threes and makes little mid-range jump shots that you don't expect from him. He's kind of the guy that's had to fill the void as far as playing time anyway, with Jackman out. It's been Neild who's had to fill the void in the middle. Heron looking inside. They go to Last. Last double teamed. Now he dribbles baseline, pulls up, finds his teammate Heron, but Heron traveled with the ball because he didn't quite have the handle.
I don't think Adam Heron was ready for that pass.
No.
Last pulled up, looked like he was going to shoot, realized he was under the backboard, and Heron wasn't ready to receive it.
That's a good observation. I think you're right. I think everybody in the building thought Jackson Last was going to shoot that.
I was sold.
It ended up being actually a pretty good pass. Just Heron, like you said, wasn't ready. 2:57 to go, first quarter. 10-8 Hurricane on the road here at Snow Canyon. Hard drive by Baker, kicks it over. Jumper on the left side is up and good. Spencer Snow.
That's a great start for Spencer Snow. He's not a guy who gets a lot of points per game.
No, yeah,
but he rose up with confidence right there.
Averages exactly 1 point a game. So he can't score again tonight or the next game, apparently. 10-10 score. They didn't put that basket up on the board. There it is. Now to Last pull up, 17-footer swish.
That was great defense by Cole Warner of Snow Canyon. Last just with a tough shot.
7 points in the first quarter for Last, and a bumping foul called on the right side. Personal will go on Russell Neild. And that's actually 2 on Neild. That's a big foul. One of your starters, the guy you count on inside to get rebounds and make things happen, and he's got a second personal. And they'll run, I believe, Gonzalez in to relieve him. And so Hurricane gone pretty small right now.
In Hurricanes win against Cedar, Neild pulled down 8 rebounds in one game. He was big cleaning up the boards.
Inside, ball tipped away from Snow. They ran a play, trying to get it into Snow, but Cole Warner couldn't quite get it there. It was tipped. Now the Tigers back on the O. They're up 12-10. Hanging on outside is Heron. Heron crosses over in the lane. Nice drive. And a bumping foul called. They're going to call a block on Staley. Staley kind of the hard luck guy on that one because he kind of got caught halfway. And then there were defenders on the other side bumping Heron into him. And it really wasn't an offensive foul. Just kind of a bad spot for Staley to be in.
The referee didn't even hesitate. He knew as soon as it happened that was a charge. Heron, a little lucky, he was a bit out of control.
Yeah. He does make the free throw, though. And it's now 13-10 advantage for the Hurricane Tigers here on the road. Trying to get a road win. And like I said, keep pace with Desert Hills and Dixie, who are at the top of the region. Halftime from Cedar. Dixie all over Cedar on our Hearst Ace Hardware scoreboard. 30-15 at the break in that one. Not a surprise, actually. Well, stop and pop. Staley's feeling pretty good today. That's his second jump shot. Staley only averages 4 a game. He's got 4 right now. Now 3 at the other end. Heron airballs it. Actually hit only the backboard.
I was going to say, that didn't touch the rim.
Yeah, tipped out of bounds. So no shot clock reset, but they lost it anyway.
How about the confidence of Austin Staley, though, early on? Like you mentioned, only 4 points a game. And he looks like he's their man tonight.
Yeah, good-looking shots. Heron will sit down now. Let's see who's on the floor for the Tigers. Got a whole new group out there. Last and Gonzalez. Also out there is number 1, Britton Esplin, along with Big 45, Minor. 3 from the corner by Snow Canyon, up no good, but following his shot was Baker, and he ended up getting the tip out. Back outside to Staley. 14-12, Tigers by 2. Baker on the right side. Ball tipped away, but back to Snow Canyon. Now to Childs. Childs thinks about driving, crosses over. Back outside and around the horn to Staley. Staley with last on him, drives in, turns around, goes back to Snow. Now baseline to Childs. Childs, a little Euro step, shot won't go, but he is fouled.
It's a good take from Bryson Childs, and it was all because of a Braden Baker offensive rebound. Shot a 3, missed. I was watching him. As soon as he shot that ball, he chased it down. He knew it was off. Good hustle from Baker.
Let's talk about significant fouls here, Rustin. That is the second personal foul on Jackson Last. Now, I don't think Jackson's fouled out this season, but to have 2 fouls in the first quarter is significant for the star and the guy that averages 26 a game.
Well, exactly. He's almost Hurricanes' entire offense. It all revolves through Jackson Last. That's huge, and especially with Nield, also with 2 fouls of his own.
So Last will sit down. Nield is sitting down. Marshall is out of the game right now. Where's the O going to come from for Hurricane? Childs hits the free throw. Did he hit them both? I think he did. And it is tied at 14. Under a minute to go in the first. Tigers looking to where's the offense going to come from? Maybe that guy. Heron's got it. Heron, nice lead pass inside to Minor. Minor is blocked by Childs. Snow Canyon on the run. Here comes Baker. Stop and pop. 3 for Braden. Baker got it. Team Diato 3.
That's a tough shot. Britton Esplin all over him for Hurricane. Just had a little bit of a height advantage.
8 points now for Baker. Ball tipped out of bounds, and they're going to say tipped off of the hands of Adam Heron. A nice little run here to close the quarter for Snow Canyon with 14.5 seconds left. They lead 3. They can make it more. Staley will walk it across. Goes left side to Baker. Defender fell down. Baker stop and pop 3 again. Not this time. Rebound goes to the floor and finally knocked out of bounds by Snow Canyon with 3.5 seconds to go. Boy, if that one would have gotten down by Baker, that would have brought the house down.
Absolutely. Another good-looking shot from Baker. Every shot he's put up so far, he's done so with confidence. And
Heron across the timeline, drives hard all the way to the hole. Layup up, no good. Offensive foul on Heron. So Adam Heron gets his first personal. That will be the 15th foul on Hurricane, and we'll go to a timeout after 1 period from Snow Canyon on our one-loss scoreboard. Snow Canyon 17-14 over the Tigers.
So I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
Welcome back. Just reading on Twitter that Christian Reese from Pineview has committed to Southern Utah University. Kind of a cool deal, a little verbal commitment for Christian. Tackling machine for the Panthers. And the Flyers up 15, the Thunder up 6, and the Utah Jazz won in overtime, 98-95. All the updates brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware. Hard drive on the baseline, little stop off the glass. Nice looking drive by Cole Warner. And he makes it a 5-point Snow Canyon lead.
That was a tough twisting shot from Warner. Good concentration to put that up and in.
Again, I think Hurricane had a 14-10 lead. So right now it's a 9-0 run for the Warriors. Jackson last sat for about a minute is all. He's back out there. No, he's not back out there. And Adam Hayron throws it away.
Russell Nild with 2 fouls is back out there, though.
Yeah, I thought Last was going to come out. I saw him go over to the scorer's table. Maybe he was just checking on his fouls, but timeout taken by the Tigers. A good one here because they're in the midst of a 9-0 Snow Canyon run. We'll take the break with them. 1 minute timeout on our one-loss scoreboard, 19-14 Warriors.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents, and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait.
Snow Canyon on the offense. Joey Robertson loads up the cannon and takes it all the way through the troops for 2, and it's a 7-point lead now, 21-14. First basket of the game for Joey. Snow Canyon coming off a bye on Friday after a 32-point performance against Dixie, and Robertson didn't score in that game. So, you know, one of the things Coach Sorensen told me was we need more from Joey. He said part of it was our fault, yes, but still, we need more from Joey Robertson.
Absolutely, Robertson, a key component of Snow Canyon's offense alongside Braden Baker. So it's good to see him get that bucket.
Childs with the personal, 4th team foul on Snow Canyon. Hurricane will inbound it as Hayron gives it to Gonzalez. J.J. Gonzalez, a crossover, drives baseline, kicks it in the corner and throws it away. Teammate was kind of leaning left and he threw it to his right. And that's a turnover.
I think that's Matthew Myers who wasn't able to hang on to the wild pass.
Myers had the 3, but it was a contested long 3 against Dixie that would have tied it and sent it to overtime. Baker, fast drive along the baseline. Bad pass to Robertson. Ball goes to the floor and we're going to have a held ball. Robertson couldn't quite handle. You know, I always say this, I'm a big guy and I played a lot of basketball in my life, and I can tell you, those passes around the shins to big guys, they don't work, because that's a long way down there.
I mean, you can keep trying, but you're right. It's probably never going to work out.
A little higher lob pass or something around the chest or waist even. but not those shin passes. Those are bad. Tigers down 7 here on the road. Need a spark. Last is back in. They get it to Marshall. Marshall with the layup and the foul. That'll be 2 on Childs. No need there to foul him, Rustin.
Well, and he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, so to speak. He had his hand on the back of Marshall, and whether you actually pushed or not, the ref's going to call that every time because it always looks like a push.
Yeah, pulls his hand down, puts it in his side. It's just a layup, and we're still playing. But now a chance for Reagan Marshall to cut it down to 4. Free throw rolls in. Reagan Marshall has 6 points in the game. Last has 7. And it's 21 to, that score's not right. It should be 21 to 17. They didn't put the free throw up. 3 from Baker in the corner is too hard. Rebound Tigers, and being fouled is Marshall.
That's a great aggressive rebound from Marshall. Spencer Snow on his backside, able to hang on to the basketball.
I'm hoping the scorers down there on the scorers table have the correct score, because it was 21 to 14. He got a 3-point play. It should be 21 to 17. But the scoreboard does not reflect that at this moment.
I think they're talking about it right now. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hurricane on the offense, working the little weave. Hayron looking for help, and the ball is kicked by Snow Canyon. Do we have a foul underneath? We do, away from the ball. Personal foul on Cole Warner. First foul of the game on Warner. Go ahead.
Snow Canyon's got to be careful here. In that loss against Dixie, they sent the Flyers to the line 27 times that night. Dixie only hit 13 of them, but they can't do that again tonight. They can't let Hurricane have free points.
They're still talking about there at the scorers table, and they are. I just saw the scoreboard guy go, "Yeah, no, it's right," which is not. It is not right. It's 17.
Huh.
This is one. It should be one of the more easier scoring disputes to solve. Because there you go. Now they just put the point up because it's the only points of the quarter so far for Hurricane. So Jackson Last will go to the free throw line. That was team foul number 7. So 1-and-1 free throws for the state's leading scorer, and no surprise he makes the first one, and it's 21 to 18.
We got about 5 minutes, 36 seconds left. Last has got to be careful with those 2 fouls.
That makes them ball, so it should be 21-19. Again, the scoreboard a little late showing up, but they got it now. Tigers back within 2. It was a 7-point Snow Canyon lead. Now the Warriors on the offense. Long skip pass to Staley. He'll jack up a 3. That is well short. Rebound to the floor and finally picked up by Marshall. Marshall to Last. Last looking ahead. Wanted to throw it down there, but maybe didn't trust his teammate. Spin move in the lane. Oh, that was Purdy. Leap and leaner, though, no good. Tip up is good, and a foul. Was that Last that got his own missed?
That was.
That was an amazing stuff, because it was kind of a fadeaway that he shot, and then somehow he got to that rebound. Here it is on the replay. Oh, wow, what a shot by Jackson Last. I guess he knew where he missed it, huh?
And that's tough, because Cole Warner of Snow Canyon played good defense prior to that rebound. But after the defensive possession, he didn't turn around and box out, allowing Jackson Last to get his own board.
So was Warner the guy they called the foul on?
Yeah, he got caught with his hands on him.
That's 2 fouls on Cole. And a 3-point play by Jackson Last. He now has 12 points. It just seemed like he's not doing much. You look down, he got 12 points already. Wow. Incredible. So they actually sit Last down with those foul problems. Maybe feel like since they got the lead back, they can afford to gamble a little bit. Warner, stop and pop. Lefty 3 is short. Rebound to Reagan Marshall. Marshall gives it off to Hayron. Tigers want to run. Ahead they go, inside. Nice pass by Neal, up, and a nice bucket put in. Was that Myers that scored it?
It was Matthew Myers.
Beautiful pass, though, from Neal to Myers. I got to put it on the right side here. There it is. Hard drive by Baker. Blocking foul call on Hayron. That'll be 2 personals on Adam. There was a 9-0 Snow Canyon run. No, yeah, 9-0, and then we just went through a 10-0 Hurricane run. So kind of a game of streaks.
And for Hurricane, having their main guys like Last and like Nild in foul trouble, they got to be pretty happy with the way things are going right now.
I say not on the shot. That is only the 16th foul on Hurricane. So no free throws for the Warriors. Bryson Childs running the weave. Baker, Staley baseline to Snow. Now Staley, top of the key, back to Snow. He won't shoot from there. And that was actually Childs anyway, and he will shoot from there. Now to Baker, Baker to Staley. Back to Baker, open three for Braden Baker. Too hard, no good. Nice rebound by Marshall, and he hands off to Last, who's back in the game with those 2 fouls. Nice crossover, pull up, 16-footer, bam! Wow, he is so smooth. 14 in the first half for Jackson Last. 3:45 to go until halftime, and the Tigers now lead it 26-21. And again, they're late getting those points up. Childs will try a 3, and he hit it.
That was much needed for Snow Canyon. Joey Robertson getting ready to check in with Braden Baker starting to cool off.
26-24 now. Tigers by 2. Streaky game. Out high for the Tigers is number 5, and that is Bryce Thomas. Now to Last, and Last hits a shot, turns around to the ref and said, I got hit too. The ref doesn't acknowledge that, but Last already ran with 16 points in the first half.
And let's not forget, Snow Canyon is playing good defense. They're all over him.
He's just good.
Just good.
Hard drive and the kick. Staley will launch another 3. This one's too hard. Rebound, fought for, and picked up finally by Last. Last in the forecourt. Tigers by 4. Stop and pop. 3, short. Rebound to Staley. Actually hit the floor before he got it. Now Staley with the between the legs dribble. Being hounded out there by Thomas. Out to Childs. Childs just hit a 3 to Snow and to Staley. Top of the key. Sampson loads up a 3. He can hit, but that one's no good. Rebound Baker. And Baker got enough of it that when the 2 Hurricane players came flying in, they couldn't get a hold of it.
I think that's off the hand of Russell Nild.
Now it's shift change almost for Hurricane. 2 or 3 new guys come in. Last will sit down. Nield will sit down. Again, you always say, where's the offense going to come whenever Last leaves the game? 28-24 Tigers. Lead pass to Robertson, up and good, and a great pass by Brooks Sampson.
And a good cut by Joey Robertson. We already mentioned that the Snow Canyon Warriors need him to get going.
28-26, Tigers on top. Left side Marshall. That's not Marshall, excuse me. Get it inside, little turnaround, up and good. That's Mangelson with the bucket. His first bucket in a long time. Baker the other way, tries a 3, that's no good. Out of bounds off of Snow Canyon. Mangelson averages less than a point a game. Hurricane turning to some unlikely heroes with Last in a little bit of foul trouble. Now DeGroat checks into the game. DeGroat scored, I think, 1 basket all season. Coach Langston going to his bench. Very brave in a close game. Hurricane really not real deep. Defender fell down. He tried a 3. It's no good. Pushing hard as Staley tries a 15-foot jumper. That's no good. Offensive rebound to Snow Canyon. Out to Staley. Around the horn to Baker. Baker jump stop. Shot up and good. We're going to count the basket. What are we going to got? They're going to talk about it.
I think it was on the ground.
On the ground, so he'll get 1-and-1 free throws. Personal foul is on the Tigers' Matthew Myers. That's 2 on Matt, but Baker, instead of getting the layup and 1, he'll have to earn 2 points.
That's a tough call. It really could have gone either way.
And he misses the free throw, so it's a very tough call as it turns out now. Score stays at 30-26 Tigers. Basically a JV team out there right now for Hurricane.
And they've held up well so far.
3 launched on the left side is up and no good. Rebound to Bryson Childs. And now Snow Canyon will slow it down. Tigers 30 and the Warriors 26. Remember, Well, let's get to that in a minute. Childs tries a three. Long rebound. Taken down by the Tigers, and a foul called. And that could be a weird little ticky-tack foul that will get Bryson Childs his third of the game. And that's exactly what it is. Wow.
That's really tough. Thomas Bryce just happened to be in Childs' way as he was running back up the court. It wasn't an intentional foul. That's tough for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, Childs, their top rebounder, one of their better scorers, will have to sit down now. He'll sit next to Spencer Snow on the bench in front of behind Coach Sorensen. And 1-on-1 free throws for the Tigers. As Britton Esplin, nope, that was Bryce Thomas, hits the free throw. Bryce Thomas, 5'9" sophomore. And the sophomore buries a couple of free throws. Gotta love that out of a 10th grader, huh?
For a sophomore to come into a varsity game, a tight varsity game, and to play meaningful minutes is pretty impressive, especially in Utah 4A basketball.
So the lead up to 32-26. Here come the Warriors. Down by 6 now. They were up by 7 in this quarter. Sampson inside to Robertson. Robertson turn around. Hook shot no good. Foul called. Joey right now is probably 4, 5, 6 inches taller than the tallest Tiger player out there.
That's honestly probably the first time I've seen Snow Canyon look into the post tonight. Inside the painted area. That's a good look. TJ Miner whistled for the foul.
A Miner with the personal. Robertson with the free throw, and it's good. That'll cut it to 5. And timeout. This is an unusual timeout taken in the middle of one of their players' free throws. Hank's Riverwalk Grill is our timeout sponsor, and they remind you to stop by Hank's Riverwalk in Stone River. They have a 2-for-1 special on ribs. All you have to do is say, hey, I want the timeout special, and there you go. Timeout special. Sean Bradley, by the way, is a resident of this area. You remember Sean Bradley, 7-footer,
right.
Played for BYU and then in the NBA for years. His daughter was a star at Desert Hills in volleyball last year. She's gone on to play Division I volleyball now, but I see Sean around town sometimes. Now, I'm pretty tall. I'm about 6'5". He makes me look tiny. In fact, my wife thought it was so amusing she had to have a picture because nobody makes me look tiny.
Right.
Nobody, but.
No, I ran into him at Napa Auto Parts one day. I didn't even recognize who he was. I just said, that's a tall man right there.
Second free throw up and good by Robertson, makes it a 4-point game. It's funny because I told my wife, I said, hey, that's Sean. She goes, Sean who? I was like, really? Hurricanes still in the backcourt. They've got numbers if they can save it. They do just barely save it. Maybe they didn't. Coach Sorensen said, he stepped right on the line. I don't know.
It was close.
It was right in front of that desk, so we couldn't really see it. Tigers working the offense with their young guys on the floor. Marshall is out there. Reagan Marshall, and there's a reaching foul on Baker. Baker was given Myers and company the business. It'll be Mangelson who would go to the line, but that'll be 2 fouls on Braden Baker.
And if you're Snow Canyon, you're down 4, 18 seconds before half. The last thing you probably want to do is foul and send Hurricanes to the free throw line.
In a team that looks a little lost offensively.
Right.
So free throws coming. This is a 2-shot foul because they're over the limit, and Mangelson hits the free throw.
I mentioned earlier Snow Canyon sent Dixie to the line 27 times. Right now, it seems like they're on a pretty good pace to almost make it happen again.
Bryant Mangelson is a junior, limited varsity time this season, and he makes 1 out of 2 free throws, but then Colton Reagan Marshall commits a foul. Talked with Reagan after the game the other day, and he's hurting. You can tell. He's just playing through pain. First foul of the game on Reagan.
We'll give him a lot of credit, too, because, I mean, if you were to just come to the game and watch, it doesn't necessarily look like he's playing through pain. He's playing pretty good basketball.
Yep. Free throw. Baker probably a little mad that he missed that one earlier. Hits that one. Missed the front end of a 1-and-1 a minute ago. But that free throw cuts it down to a 4-point game. One more coming. Too hard. Long rebound taken down by the Tigers. So Warriors hurting themselves at the line here in the second quarter. 33-29, Hurricane on top. Playing most of this half without their star, Jackson Last. Shot inside. Lehner, how about that shot? Up and good by Bryce Thomas just before the buzzer. A Lehner, I don't even know how it went in. It just kind of crawled over the rim.
Well, he drove earlier and had his pass stuffed back into his face and just happened to be in the right spot.
So the Warriors will go into the half with a sizable lead, 6 points, 35-29. They were down, remember, in this quarter by 7. So they really turned things around. Final thoughts before we go to halftime break there, Rustin.
I'm just simply impressed with the way Hurricanes, I guess you could almost say JV unit has played, stepping up big with the rest of the Tigers in foul trouble, able to sustain a Tiger lead.
Hurricane up 6. We'll see a lot more of Jackson Last in the second half. He never did pick up that third foul. And so Snow Canyon will have that to contend with. Our Info West halftime report is coming up. 2-minute break, 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have some stats and scores for you here on 890 KDXU.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
There is a place where young and old make connections. Where kids who like grown-ups. And grown-ups who like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast. Where wonder is universal. And laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future. Families find each other. And feelings find their home. There is a place.
Hey, welcome back. It's great to be here on 890 KDXU, also on TDS Cable, Channel 22, CEC TV, streaming live on sportsradio977.com. We got a lot of places you can find us, but we're just glad you're here with us as Hurricane with a 35-29 lead at the half. Now, 35 points is a lot in the first half of basketball, and as a comparison, Snow Canyon played Dixie 1 week ago tonight. They allowed the Warriors 37 in the entire game. They allowed 35 in the first half here, Russ. Does it surprise you?
It does a little bit, especially with region play being what it is. I mean, these guys both come out, they're both aggressive, they're both ready to play, and to really give up that amount of points, it's interesting, especially in a region game.
Let's take a look at some of the scores. By the way, our halftime brought to you by InfoWest, the internet people, where they have a couple of really cool features. One is called Speed Burst, the other is called Clean Internet. You owe it to yourself to go to InfoWest.com and find out what I'm talking about. Proud sponsors of high school sports for many years now here on the Cherry Creek family of radio stations. And we'll get some score updates for you in just a minute. I do want to give you our Wilkinson stats first. Jackson Last leading the way for Hurricane. He's got 16 points. He made a 3 to start the game. Very first shot. Hasn't even shot a 3 since then. But he does have 5 more field goals plus 3 free throws for 16 points for Last. But maybe not the story, because we expect that from him. what I see is a bunch of other guys that maybe we didn't think were going to do anything doing stuff. You got 4 from Bryce Thomas, 6 from Reagan Marshall, 3 from Bryant Mangelson, Matthew Myers with a couple, 2 points for Adam Hayron. I mean, these are guys, a couple of them, Thomas and Mangelson, you don't really even hear them in the scorebook ever, it seems like.
Right. Bryce Thomas, those last 2 minutes before half, he was big. He played really good defense for being a 5'9" sophomore.
Yeah.
And then a clutch shot there before halftime.
Tigers scored 14 in the first quarter. Actually had a 4-point lead, but then Snow Canyon started the second quarter with a 9-0 run, actually 11-0 run, and had a 7-point lead at 21-14. And then Hurricane got going and ended up scoring 21 in the second quarter to take this 35-14 lead. A couple of interesting numbers. Hurricane made 2 threes in the first, didn't make one in the second. This is one of those teams that makes a lot of 3-pointers. And then the other thing, Tigers 9 out of 10 from the line. That's sharp shooting.
That's absolutely impressive for Hurricane to come out and do that, especially on the road. I mean, you go on the road, you're not always used to a lot of the baskets you shoot on. You might have different baskets in your own gym, I don't know, but to do that on the road is impressive.
Now for Snow Canyon, leading scorer is Braden Baker. Baker with 2 threes and 3 free throws. He did miss a couple of free throws, but well on his way to his 13-point-a-game average. 6 points for Joey Robertson, 6 points for Bryson Childs, 4 for Austin Staley and a couple of jump shots, and then a bucket for 2 for Cole Warner and a bucket for 2 for Spencer Snow. That's as deep as Snow Canyon goes. You might maybe get some contributions from Brooks Sampson, but other than that, that's it. Parker High has left the team, and so that's all you're going to get from these guys as far as which guys are going to score. But you definitely want to see more from Robertson. 12 is decent, but you want more from that, I guess.
Right, and for Braden Baker, it's interesting to see he started the game off hot. In the first quarter, he was doing everything for Snow Canyon, and right before half there, he's been struggling with his shot. Hopefully he can find that again in the third quarter. Snow Canyon needs him to.
Warriors are 8 out of 11 from the free throw line. They've made 3 3-pointers, 2 in the first quarter by Baker, and then 1 in the second quarter by Bryson Childs. So Snow Canyon again, that 21-14, but Hurricane went on, I think it was a 12-0 run or something. I think it was 24-21. So what is that? That's a 14-0 run. So kind of a crazy game. Kind of a crazy game. Not very streaky game. I guess it was a 10-0 run, but yeah, 7-0 run or 7-point lead, a 10-0 run, and kind of flip the script now. The Tigers can go in, maybe not worry as much about the Jackson Last 2 foul problem, because we've made it to the second half and he still only has a 2 fouls.
And did he go the entire second quarter without a foul? Did he pick both those fouls?
Yeah, they were both
first?
in the first. With a minute left in the first, he got a second one, but he also didn't play the whole second quarter. He only played maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
That's a great coaching job for Hurricane, just to be able to manage and rotate those players in such a manner to allow the Tigers to still be competitive without their main guys in Jackson Last and Nield.
All right, let's go to our highlight package and kind of take a look at what happened first. For those of you on TV and on the internet, you can see a long 3 by who else? Braden Baker. But going the other way with it, Reagan Marshall says, I can do that. And jump shots from the corner going in for the Warriors. But Jackson Last, so good.
Tough shots.
Just smooth as can be. Austin Staley had a few jumpers of his own. Nice lead pass inside, but the shot is blocked. Here come the Warriors. Baker again in the first quarter hit that second 3-pointer. Last, though, anticipating the miss, putting it back in and getting fouled. And then the crossover, the pull-up. Man, I wish I could do that. Going the other way, Childs hits a 3-pointer. That kept him in the game. So this was part of that big Hurricane run when Last finally heated up. And the Hurricane Tigers with that 6-point lead. It's worth mentioning, by the way, right now, the drill team region competition is going on at Burns Arena. Now, some schools have drill teams, some schools have dance companies. It's a different discipline, different judging, different competitions. And I'm guessing this is the E-Shells, maybe the dance company for Snow Canyon, whereas they don't have a drill team. And, yeah, I don't know enough about that. I'm not an expert on drill team and dance company, but I can tell you this, the competition tonight was supposed to be pretty fierce. I know we had a writer over there for St. George News and a photographer covering that. Desert Hills won region last year, but Dixie won state. So kind of an interesting competition going over there at Burns Arena. I think it was supposed to last till 10 or 11 tonight. Big, long, 5-hour-long competition. So,
well, I can tell you they certainly dance better than I do.
Yes, me too. Absolutely. In fact, I haven't danced meaningfully in about 30 years. So, tonight, of course, we got Snow Canyon, Hurricane, Desert Hills, Canyon View on our sister station, ESPN Radio. We'll get you an update on that game. We'll get you an update on the Dixie Cedar game when we come back after this 2-minute timeout. It's the InfoWest halftime report. Again, Hurricane up 35-29.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples
Welcome back, everyone. Andy Griffin and Rustin Burnside, right?
Yeah, he nailed it.
I want to call you Rustin Burns. I don't know why the side doesn't come in there, but I'll keep working on that, Rustin. Couple of things to note. First of all, scores brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware here in our InfoWest halftime report. They've already gone final up in Cedar. Dixie 56, Cedar 37. Woo! Blowout there. Not unexpected, although I got to be honest, Rustin, I wouldn't have been surprised if Dixie had a letdown after that big Desert Hills game last Friday. Maybe you have a letdown because you just played your rival. You got a very close, emotional victory. I thought maybe they might be right for the pick and on the road at Cedar, but I guess sometimes when you're better than the other team, that's what comes out.
Well, not to mention Dixie can feel pretty confident that they're one of Region 9's top dogs, and it's always easy to overlook a team like Cedar and eventually fall.
So Dixie now 6-0 in region. They are officially at the halfway point with that game. 6-0. They will be in first place with 6 to play, and then Cedar drops to 1-5. Now, why is that significant? Well, obviously it's significant if you're a Dixie fan, but also Desert Hills is in a tussle right now with Canyon View. They're at home, but it's a great game. 49-45, 2.5 left in that basketball game. The Thunder on top, but hanging on for dear life against a very good Canyon View team. I'm told Blackner has 22, Tyler Mars 15 in that game to lead the way for their two teams.
That's what's crazy about Region 9. A couple games into the year, and everything can change in the standings.
Whoa, 51-50. Blackner just hit a bucket, and Canyon View has taken the lead in that one. We're back to live action now here at Snow Canyon. That would be a big win for Canyon View if they get it. Robertson inside, one-handed hook up and over Marshall. And we've got ourselves a 4-point game as we start the second half with a basket by Big Joey Robertson.
And I like Robertson in the post. It's not a look that happened early on in the first half.
Backdoor pass, Last lays it up and in over Robertson, and the lead is back to 6.
It's another beautiful pass from Marshall, Hurricanes' big man.
Last with 18 points rather in the game. Robertson has 8. They try the entry pass, and there's a hold foul away from the ball. Give it to Marshall. It's weird. I don't know how they picked that one out of there. He was on the other side. Must have been holding Robertson. Ball comes into Robertson, spin move, one-hand shot, good, but a traveling. Great move, and he kind of got bumped off his pins a little bit, trying to keep the play alive, but walked with the basketball.
That was a good inbound play from Snow Canyon. Unfortunately, the turnover negates it.
So Hurricane with the 6-point lead and the basketball. Gonzalez gets it inside to Last spin move. Nice pump fake. Kind of lost the ball. Teammate, though, there to pick him up was Russell Neild. And Neild he's one of those guys that has a knack for a rebound, doesn't he?
For sure he does. He's at about 10. He had 10 rebounds last game in Hurricanes win over Cedar. And right there getting another one off of Jackson Last's short shot.
Yeah, Last faked one guy out, but Robertson came over, and I think it kind of surprised Last, so he just kind of threw it up there. And with those two guys there, it kind of left it open for Russell Neild. The personal foul was called on Austin Staley. And Neild can't get the free throw. Hurricane was 9 out of 10 in the first half, but they missed their first to start the second half. Tigers trying to go to 4-2. They will be, if they can win, 2 games back of Dixie. If they lose, they'll be 3 games back of Dixie at the halfway point. Second free throw good, 38-31. They're really late getting the points up lately. Snow Canyon on the offense. And a foul away from the ball. Hurricane had 35 at the half. They've scored 3 here in the second half, and yet the score, there it is. That scoreboard guy's driving me nuts, Rustin. He's killing me.
It's a little behind. But Hurricane's really upping the pressure on defense, meeting the guard at half court.
Inside, nice shot. Child said, hey, I got fouled too. Turned to the ref. Ref ignored him. But that cuts it down to a 5-point game at 38-33. Childs now with 8 points. Inside, Leonard by Neild, up, no good. A rebound tipped out of there and saved by the Tigers, and a pushing foul on Robertson. Kind of, big fella kind of got the tractor trailer moving, and the brakes don't work very good when you got all that weight going.
Hard to slow it up, that's for sure.
First foul of the game, though, on Robertson. He's been known to get in foul trouble. Hayron's got it, drives in the lane, trying to get it inside. Probably should have shot that one. Tried to force it into Neild when had a pretty good look from 8 if he just pulls up.
Yeah, that's for certain. I mean, a great pump fake to get in that position.
Get it into Last, 15-footer, left it short. Jackson looking a little tired maybe. Now going the other way, Childs to Staley, back to Childs. Childs baseline drive on Last. Last worried about the foul, so they get it back out to Sampson. Sampson traveled. Yeah, he kind of took that 2 steps to shoot the ball and then started to dribble, and you can't do that. That's not legal.
Got a little excited. I don't blame him.
Yeah,
he had a good
the middle
look
kind of opened up for him, didn't it?
Absolutely.
38-33, 2 minutes into the second half. This game way late starting after an overtime JV game. Everybody else should be about done. In fact, we should have a Desert Hills final in just a second. Tigers nearly throw it away, but it's saved, and then Gonzalez is fouled by Baker. Baker, competitive young man, lets the referee knows what he thinks about that call.
I think Hurricane got a timeout before the foul.
Oh, no foul. All right. So timeout on the floor. I think Baker's saying he didn't have the ball. How can you call a timeout? Let's take a 30-second break. Back with more after this 30-second break.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
I got good news, bad news for Desert Hills fans. The good news is the Desert Hills Tempest line won the region championship in drill team. Bad news is their team's down 2 with 17 seconds left, and Canyon View's got the ball. Could be an upset at home tonight. Hurricane trying to get it going. Last with the runner up and good, and a foul by Joey Robertson as Last took it to the big fella.
And the Tigers gotta love seeing that. Last started off this third quarter a little sluggish, missing shots.
Yeah,
we've seen them knocked down.
Leaving them way short. That wasn't short. That was dead on. But Jackson last now with 21 points as the free throw rolls in. And the Tigers are up by 8, 41-33. Robertson with 2 personals. Warriors got to keep them close here. This is a dangerous time of the game, isn't it?
It really is.
And a bump and hold by Gonzalez.
Hurricane just a couple plays away from starting to run away with this thing. Snow Canyon, they've had a hard time scoring the ball early on in this third quarter. Who's going to step up? Is it going to be Braden Baker, Bryson Childs?
We'll keep an eye out and see if we can get a final from that Desert Hills Canyon View game. Could be a big upset brewing there. Falcons with a slow start to the region, but they've been playing better. Try to get it into Robertson, and he's fouled by Reagan Marshall.
Desert Hills had about a 4-point lead with 2 minutes left, you said, right?
Yeah, 2:33 left. They were up 4. And then with a minute left, it was a 1-point Canyon View. They must have hit a couple of big shots. Now it's a 2-point Canyon View lead with 17 seconds left. And again, we're hoping that Devin will treat the final here any second, or maybe they go overtime. Who knows? Here it is 41-33 Hurricane, trying to get the road win. It's been a good year for road teams this year for the most part. A lot of road victories. Into Robertson. Robertson lost it, throws it out high to Staley, and they'll reset. Again, another pass, big guy down around the shins. That's not a good spot. And a Baker looking into Robertson. They get it to him, and a pushing foul on the catch committed by the Tigers. And that foul will go on Minor, TJ Minor, with his second.
And I really like what Snow Canyon's trying to do here, trying to make the post game happen for Childs, for Robertson. They went to it early on in the third, and it worked really well.
Absolutely wise. Get Robertson going. They get it to him now. Double team in there. Makes room for himself. Finally throws it back out to Childs. Should have gone up with it. He actually got free. Now they'll reset. Tigers by 8. Snow Canyon needing a basket in a bad way. Warner, top of the key to Robertson. Robertson between the legs, dribble. Big fella's going to take it to the rack. Up and under, move, shot up, good, and a foul. That's what you need. You need the big fella to take over.
TJ Minor right there got caught with his hands draped over Robertson. If he would have stayed straight up, he probably would have been just fine, but great aggression from Robertson when they need it most.
2 fouls in the last 30 seconds or so for Minor, and Robertson completes the 3-point play. Joey now with 11 in the game, and we're down to a 5-point contest. Tigers had a chance to blow this one open, committed a couple of turnovers, and now Snow Canyon back in it. They go inside to Minor. Minor has it stolen away, and then a jump ball. That was Neild actually who had it in the post, but he just lost it. Robertson grabbed a hold, and they were both in simultaneous possession.
Smart defensive play from Joey Robertson. Hurricane trying to get some post action going themselves.
Minor checks out. They don't have any real post players in the game right now. Got a young guy in there. That is DeGroat. Now Hayron's got it. 4:10 on the clock. Our game brought to you in part by Soltis Investment Advisors. Tigers trying to get the offense going, but they throw it away. Baker with the steal, one-on-one down the court, lays it up and in. Baker with 11 now, and we're down to a 3-point game. Last, can he take over? He drives in, can't score, but he's fouled on the drive, not on the shot. And that's a big one. That'll be 4 on Braden Baker. Well, they only oh, that's right. I wrote down the one where they called the timeout when I thought it was a foul. So he only has 3 fouls. My bad.
Snow Canyon fans will be glad to hear that.
Absolutely. They need Baker out there. Get the ball in the backcourt to Gonzalez. JJ with the lefty dribble across the timeline. Staley is hounding him. Right side to Hayron. Hayron looking in the post to last. He's got it to him. Here comes a double team. He's pushed down and hit his head on the court. And they call him for traveling. Jackson Last, arguably the best player in the state. Went down hard. I think he's okay.
It was a solid hit on his head, too, trying to draw a foul.
I think he felt like the only reason I hit the deck is I got pushed down, but the referees wasn't buying it. There you see another look at it. Yeah, it looked like a pretty good bump by Joey Robertson. So Snow Canyon a chance to tie with a 3 here. And Staley will bring it across. Looks inside to Robertson, got it to him. Spin move up and under. Great move by Joey Robertson in the post.
He's having his way in the post. Hurricane really doesn't have someone who can stay with Joey Robertson down on the block.
7 in the quarter, 13 in the game for Joey, and it's a 1-point game. Last nearly has it stolen. And they're going to call Last for a double dribble. I thought the ball got hit by Robertson. Last said, hey, that ball got hit. I'm allowed to dribble again, but the official's not buying it. Now Childs ready to check in, and Snow Canyon making the comeback. They were down 8, 41-33. Basket here would give them the lead. They leave it to Baker. Baker, spin move in the lane, looking for help. Gets it inside to Childs. Childs lost it on the ground, picked it up, he's fouled. Looked like a pretty good block, but they're going to call Last for the personal. Nope, they call Neal. And that's actually bad news for Hurricane because that's 4 on Russell Neal.
Bryson Childs is fired up down there for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Which you like to see. You like to see one of your main guys be aggressive, be physical, be ready to play. Momentum's completely in the Warriors' favor right now.
Childs ties it up with the free throw. One more coming for Bryson Childs. Childs just went to Preference this past weekend. There were pictures all over the place of him and his mates, the dance, all dressed in tuxedos and things. Good-looking young man, and good-looking free throws there. He made them both. 10 points for Childs, and Snow Canyon has come back from 8 down to take a 42-41 lead. On the right side it goes. And a bump and a foul, and a silly foul by Robertson, stuck his knee out. Trying to go around him was Mangelson, and Robertson picks up the foul, and that's a 15th foul on the Warriors.
This is where the Tigers need to be patient. They've just relinquished a pretty decent lead, and they've had a couple sloppy passes, sloppy possessions. They need to slow down and hopefully get this thing figured out.
Yeah, it was 41-33. Now it's 42-41. They go on the block to Jackson Last. Here comes a double team. Spin out of it. Jump shot, perfect. Last now with 7 in the quarter, 23 in the game. And Hurricane has the lead back here on the road. Inside Childs. Childs over to Snow. Snow with a drive. Shot up, no good. Tip up, no good. Foul. As Childs, let's see if they say he was shooting on a tip try. Personal foul is on Reagan Marshall. Reagan's going to walk over to the official and say, what did you see there? Because I felt like I was doing everything right. That's team foul number 8, but I do believe that was a 2-shot tip-in type foul, and Childs hits a free throw to tie it.
And unfortunately right there, Childs too quick for Marshall. Marshall not able to stay in front of him on that box out. Like I mentioned earlier, he's fired up, he's playing aggressive. And
that's 4 fouls now on Marshall. Neal sitting with 4 fouls. Childs gives his team the lead. 4 straight free throws for Childs, and it's 44-43 Snow Canyon. Last will walk it up. Being guarded by Warner. Oh, left the guy open, and he missed the puppy. Oh, baby. Silly foul by Hayron after he missed the wide open layup. Oh, baby, Rustin. Those are the kind you dream about.
Well, we mentioned in the pregame that Last couldn't do it all himself right there. Hayron with a beautiful look and unable to come up with it. That hurts. Hurricane needs shots like that to go down. And then
misses the layup and then gets the frustration foul on the rebound try.
Right.
Now free throw by Staley. Got it. The Warriors they were good, but not great shooting free throws in the first half. They have been great here in the second half. In fact, they're 6 for 6 as a team. Hayron's 3rd foul. Staley got the roll. And Snow Canyon leads by 3. Timeout, Snow Canyon on the floor as the Warriors down 8 are now up 3. 30-second break. That'll give me a chance to thank some of our great sponsors. They include Intermountain Sports Medicine, who support the trainers for each of our Region 9 teams. Tonight for Snow Canyon is DeJuan Shakespeare. And on the other side for Hurricane, Marcus Homer of the famous Hurricane Homers. I only say that because John Homer was the baseball coach, Chris Homer was the football coach, and Marcus is the trainer. Now, neither one of those guys are doing those jobs anymore, but Marcus is still training. Chris was the AD for a while last year. Now Marcus Matua is the AD. Marcus used to be a coach here at Snow Canyon. It's all kind of cyclic. 46-43 after our Hanks Riverwalk timeout. Tigers have not been very good lately. They trail by 3. Little runner up off the glass and good. That looked like Jackson Last for a minute the way he took it to the hole. But it was actually Matthew Myers. 4 points for Myers. A 1-point Snow Canyon lead here at home. Nearly a steal, and they're going to call a late whistle, but a good foul, or a good call, I think. What are they calling?
I don't know. Referee's discussing it. Out of bounds.
They're going to say he stepped on the line before the foul.
It's Matthew Myers with a big bucket on one end and great defense to force a turnover on the other end.
Coach Sorensen working the ref over here. The ref's like, I had nothing to do with that. I was on this other side. Sorry.
Not my fault.
Now what? Stoppage of play. We're under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Snow Canyon leads by 1. Our game again late because of the overtime JV game. We didn't start till what? Quarter after, or closer to 7:30, 7:25 or something like that. And this game's been tight. A lot of fouls too. Last says, I'll try a 3 here. He leaves it short. Long rebound. Hurricane had it but loses it. And Bryce Thomas, I think, is shaken up a little bit. Now he gets back to get it inside to Childs. Childs up off the glass, counted, and a foul. Adam Hayron said, what did I do? But Childs with a chance for an and one.
And if looks don't deceive me, it looked like Hayron had one hand up contesting and another on the hip of Bryson Childs.
Think they called it on the hip check, maybe?
I don't know. But whatever it is, Hurricane cannot stay with Childs in the post. Or Robertson. They're having a hard time.
Here's a look at it. Oh, well, I tell you, that's a tough call for Hayron.
Hayron's got a couple of tough calls tonight. I think he's up there. That might be his 4th.
That is his 4th personal. Bryson Childs to the line. He's made 4 in a row. He's made 5 in a row. And he has 15 points, 9 in this quarter. And Snow Canyon back with a 4-point lead. Loading up a 3 is Myers. In and out, no good. Rebound taken down by the Braden Baker of the Warriors. Baker hurries in the forecourt, has it stolen away. Picking his pocket is Jackson Last. Last with the spin move, lefty layup up and good. Oh, that's sweet.
Incredible move by Jackson Last. Austin Staley didn't even see it coming. I didn't see it coming.
You and I can make that spin move, but then we'd be dizzy and we'd lose the ball after that. So, but not Jackson Last. The lead is down to 3, 44-41. Inside Childs. Childs lays it up and in. Boy, Bryson Childs is a man possessed in this game. He is having a great third quarter. 49. Shot up. 49-47, I was going to say, but a foul called on this end. And Last will not go to the line. I don't think he was shooting, or was he? They're going to say he was shooting. No, they're going to say he wasn't shooting.
Last thought he was shooting. He was camped out at the free throw line.
Yeah, let me correct the score. I thought it was 51-47, but they hadn't put it up again. Again, the scoreboard guy's killing me. They get the ball in. Right side to Myers. Myers loads up a 3. Got it and a foul. A chance for a rare 4-point play by the Tigers and Matthew Myers.
They're going to catch Spencer Snow right there. As soon as Myers let it go, Snow put his back into him to box out. Might have been a little too aggressive, especially on a 3-point shooter.
A lot of times when you turn your back, they'll let you slide, but they're going to say he bumped him too hard. Spencer Snow says, what did I do? So free throws coming up for Matthew Myers. Well, just one free throw. And that's a big one because we're down to 19 seconds. And a chance now with this 4-point play to tie the game. Myers, couple of dribbles, strokes it, got it, we're tied. Myers with a 3 and 1, and it's 51-51. Snow Canyon with a chance for a last shot. Baker's got it. Now to Staley, inside to Childs. Childs, stop and pop from 10, left it short, long rebound. Goes to Staley, he's got to shoot, got 4 seconds. Now to Baker for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound taken down by the Tigers, and that'll do it for the quarter. And Rustin, tie game, not surprised the way this thing's been played.
We got a game, and not only do we have a game, both teams have gone back and forth. Both have built up leads, lost leads, and I'm anxious to see who comes out on top.
We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Back with the fourth quarter after this. It's all tied up.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
So Canyon made all 8 of their free throws in the third quarter. 8 for 8, so they're 16 for 19 in the game. Warriors and the Tigers all tied up. Region 9 Wars here on KDXU and CEC TV, Sports Radio 977.com. And Snow Canyon on the offense. Skip it over to Staley. Staley can't get a shot away. Now to Baker. The speedy Baker keeps his dribble alive, top of the key. Hands it off now to Staley. Staley thought about a 3, nothing doing. Now goes to Warner. Looking at a zone for Hurricane now, with no Marshall in there, no Neild in there. Ball nearly thrown away, but saved by Robertson. Robertson spin move in the lane, shot no good, and he is fouled. They're going to call Jackson last with his third. And Joey Robertson will go to the line to give his team the lead.
Robertson a little out of control there. Lucky to have that foul called by last, but I like how patient Snow Canyon was on that possession.
Yep, very, very patient, trying to figure out how to attack the zone. By the way, it's a final from Desert Hills High School. And I don't know if you're going to believe this or not, 55-50, Canyon View upsets Desert Hills. So everything you thought you knew about Region 9, maybe not so much now.
Throw it out the window, huh?
Blackner had 25 to lead the way. A rebounding foul called on Braden Baker after the miss on the second free throw.
TJ Miner, I know he's been picked on a lot tonight, but that was a good box out on Braden Baker.
And we will, because we're in the bonus, walk the length of the floor on pretty much every foul now except for player control fouls. And it will be the young guy, TJ Miner, you mentioned with a good box out. Now he's got to make him pay 1-and-1 free throws for big TJ Miner.
Interesting now to see Braden Baker check out in favor of Brooks Sampson. Baker with 4. He's a big part of the Snow Canyon offense.
Lefty free throw in and out, no good. And Snow Canyon will hang on to the lead after the missed free throw by Miner. He has not scored in this game. Snow Canyon on the offense. Bad pass. Last picks it off. Last pushing hard. Double team looking for help. Skips it all the way across. 3 out of the corner is up and in and out. No good. Robertson on the glass. Good board by Joey Robertson. 6:45 left in the game. Snow Canyon by 1. Staley right side to Warner. Back to Staley. Now they go in the corner. Sampson faked the 3. Went into Childs. Childs lays it up and in. Bryson Childs is having an incredible game. Maybe a career high for him. We'll talk about that in a second. Childs with another great bucket. The lead is 3, but at the other end, and 1 for Jackson Last. He is so hard to guard.
He's not going to let Hurricane go away in this game. Snow Canyon having a hard time staying in front of him.
Cole Warner with the personal, his third. No, make it his fourth personal, 19th foul, but this is a shooting foul after a made basket. So Last can tie the game again. He has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 27. 16 at halftime, 11 here in the second half. That is above his average even. And he hits the free throw. He's got 28. What a game for Jackson Last. We've seen a little bit of everything from him, haven't we? Spin moves, rebounds, putbacks, three-pointers, jump shots.
Post-ups.
Yeah.
He's been doing it all for the Tigers. And Nield has just checked back into the game for TJ Miner.
Still got Marshall on the bench. He's got 4 fouls. Nield with 4. Last now has 3. Ball still in the backcourt, and Staley lost it. Stepped on the line when he tried to save it. Just lost his dribble. Kind of faked himself out a little bit.
Nothing that Hurricane did, just...
Yeah, Hurricane's press was really more of a kind of a nuisance press, but it worked. So tie game, Tigers now with a chance to take the lead. We could be in for a big finish here. Buzzer beater type finish. Last gets it to Nield. Nield being hounded by Sampson, dribbles and then a reaching foul on Sampson. He's one of the few guys that can afford a foul. Brooks only had 1. But double bonus now, 2 free throws for Russell Nield. Russell in this game is 1 for 2 from the line. He has 3 points. He will get 2 to give his team the lead.
These are big free throws coming up right now.
Swished the first one. Nice shot by Nield. 1 more coming for Russell. Tigers 55 now, and the Warriors 54, no matter what the scoreboard. Oh, now they got it. I'm going to ignore the scoreboard.
I noticed something. That one's quicker than the other scoreboard on the other side of the court.
That's true. He misses the second, rebound to the Warriors, and so it's a 1-point game as the clock ticks under 6 minutes. Austin Staley, the lefty dribble on the left side. Goes out high to Childs, and around the horn we go. Sampson, top of the key, back to Childs, looks in for Robertson, can't get it to him. And now a holding foul inside, and Nield might have just fouled out. He did.
That's tough right there. Nield, he has to be aggressive in the post, especially with how dominant Robertson and Childs have been down there. He's just trying to hold his ground.
We'll see who Coach Langston turns to. Thought maybe he'd bring Marshall in, and that's what he's going to do. Reagan Marshall will come in, but Marshall has 4 personals. And now maybe they're changing their mind. I think they got to wait for somebody to come in. Yeah, Nield finally comes out. They took their 30 seconds or whatever it is. Now Marshall will check in. And free throws coming for big Joey Robertson. 2-shot foul to give his team the lead. First one is good. Robertson is 4 out of 5 from the line in the game. He has 15 points. 1 more for Big Joe. Swish. And Snow Canyon has a 56-55 lead with 5:35 on the clock. Region 9 war, we got a good one going. Last out high, being hounded. He'll drive in the lane, stop, look for help now. Skips it across, and it is saved by the Tigers. Thomas to Gonzalez. Gonzalez out high. They swing it around. Ball thrown away, and Last will touch in the backcourt. That's an over and back violation or backcourt violation, and that's a tough possession there.
It really was. Not only did they have the turnover previous to that, Hurricanes throwing around some pretty sketchy passes. They looked a little unsettled.
Free throws tonight brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's with 2 Southern Utah locations. Stop by and get your car clean. They have the monthly passes now, which if you're a car wash addict like some of us are, not naming names, but I am, you can get a monthly pass from Fabulous Freddy's. That includes, of course, a guarantee. If it rains, you get mud on your car, they'll clean it off for you. Snow Canyon on the offense. They lead by a point. Sampson goes on the right side. By the way, Snow Canyon's got a new guy in the game. That's Garrett Soling. Garrett Soling looks like he's about 12. He's probably not. And Brooks Sampson just threw it to Braden Baker. And the problem is, Braden Baker's not in the game. He was getting set to check in, and Staley threw it to him, but he's not. He's off the court. That's a no-no.
That's a turnover.
So 4:50 left. Tigers. Well, the Warriors reciprocate. They allow a turnover, then they do one of their own. And now it's Hurricane ball. Looking for Gonzalez out high. Gonzalez to Hayron. Eventually, Last is going to touch it. Backdoor to Last. Last inside, and he got the dunk. Big old dunk over Bryson Childs.
What a play right there.
Yeah, a little backdoor cut, and he elevated and flushed it home.
Bryson Childs didn't have a chance at even getting a finger on that ball.
57-56 Tigers into Robertson. Robertson has to back away from trouble. Now he's looking for help. Trying to throw it off a Hurricane player, and the ball is saved by the Tigers. Last in the forecourt. Crosses it up on Garasoli, gives it out to Marshall for three. That's a brick. Offensive rebound, though, by the Tigers. And timeout called by Hurricane. Still Canyon player fell down. Baker fell down, but I'm not sure why, but they help him up.
The Hurricane crowd's going to let him know. They're screaming flop over there.
Was it flopping? I don't know what that was. I didn't see it. Timeout on the floor. 30-second break. We'll be back with more. Tigers lead by 1.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
Well, this has been an interesting game. There have been a lot of streaks and runs. One team up by 7 or 8 or 9, but neither team has had a double-digit lead. And we expect this to be a great finish. Tigers by 1. Ball tipped as Baker gets a piece of the inbound pass. It'll go back to the Tigers.
This game has been about as back and forth as you could ask. No team really been able to gain, like you said, that double-digit lead. Can go either way.
Hurricane led by 8, Snow Canyon led by 7. Right now, Hurricane leads by 1, and they have the ball. Adam Hayron gets it. Hayron looking for help, goes over to Gonzalez. They peel a man off the screen, looking for Last. They can't get it to him. Now to Marshall. Inside, Hayron, nice drive, but he missed the shot. Rebound to Baker. Baker double teamed, he'll slow it down. Snow Canyon with a chance for a lead now. 3.5 to go. Counting it down. It's a 1-point lead for the Tigers. Baker looking at a 2-3 zone. Drives in the middle of it, and then he gets fouled on a reach by Gonzalez, and that's money right there. Baker's a good free throw shooter, and you're just giving him 2 free throws. Second foul on Gonzalez. He has not scored. You got to believe me when I say he's sneaky good. He hit some big shots in the last couple of games for the Tigers, but that time he fouls and Baker makes him pay.
How many free throws have the Warriors attempted tonight so far?
Well, let's see. They were 19 after 3 quarters. They've shot now 5. This will be 6, so 25 free throws. And they made a majority of them. They're 5 out of 6 in the quarter, 21 out of 25 in the game. That's 84%. Last gives it to Marshall. Marshall drives in the lane. Acrobatic shot, no good. Last on the rebound, no foul called. And Snow Canyon going the other way with it. Warriors lead by 1. 3 minutes on the clock now. Baker, jump stop, shot up, off the glass, no good. Rebounding foul on Baker.
That's a good call. Almost every Hurricane player down in the paint had good position.
And that is 5 on Braden Baker. So the Tigers lose Russell Neal to fouls. Now the Warriors lose Braden Baker to fouls, and we'll walk the 84 feet down to the other end, and Jackson Last will shoot free throws. And if there's one guy you want at the line if you're Hurricane, it's this guy. I don't want to jinx him, but he's your guy. And yeah, last hits the front end.
Nothing but net. That hurts for Snow Canyon to lose a player like Braden Baker.
Yeah, it's 31 points. Jackson Last hits them both. 32 in the game for Last. And the Tigers retake the lead, 59-58. By the way, Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert is in effect no matter who wins this game. Stop by Yogurtland tonight. Get your first 5 ounces yogurt free. Inside Childs. Childs to Robertson. Reverse layup up and good. And Snow Canyon is ahead. Oh, baby, what a game. 60-59 Warriors. Last drops it off to Hayron. High post to Marshall. Marshall 15-footer. No good. Rebound goes to the floor. Picked off by the Warriors. Snow Canyon with the lead in the ball now as the clock ticks down to 2:15. 60-59. Entertaining game. Maybe not the two teams that are going to win the region, but certainly two very competitive and talented Region 9 teams.
I wouldn't be surprised if Snow Canyon looks in the post. Marshall with 4 up against Robertson.
Spin move. Robertson, what a touch in the lane. Joey Robertson makes it a 3-point lead. He has 7 in the quarter. He has 14 in the half, 20 in the game. Last with the hard push. Ball stripped away. Cole Warner with the big play. Snow Canyon now with 97 seconds left. They've got a 3-point lead. Last picks up Staley, and Last was going to foul him, I think, but the Snow Canyon instead calls a timeout. Warriors, are they battle tested? Can they hold a lead late like this? See, it is a full timeout. Let's do this though. Let's take a 30-second break. 30-second break. It's a 3-point Warrior lead on a 1-loss scoreboard. Back in 30.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Already one big upset in the region tonight. Canyon View goes to Desert Hills and wins. That means Desert Hills has 2 losses. Canyon View has 3 wins. So they're just a game back. If Hurricane can pull this one out, they'll be tied with Desert Hills. But if they lose this, they'll be tied with Canyon View. And Snow Canyon and Pineview will just be a game back of those two. So a lot on the line here, Rustin, as we go to this final 90 seconds.
Gotta love Region 9 basketball.
Devin always likes to say expect the unexpected. Not always true, but certainly tonight it has been. They get it into Childs. Childs goes hard to the rim, and he is stuffed, but they're going to say fouled. And the personal will be on Gonzalez. J.J. Gonzalez. Well, didn't he say 11?
21, Matthew Myers.
21, not 11, okay.
I think Hayron had the block clean, but they're catching Myers for having his hands on Childs as he went up with it. Here's the replay.
One bad thing about Adrenaline, yeah, definitely got fouled, is doesn't help with free throw shooting sometimes. He makes 1 out of 2, but that is a 4-point lead now, 63-59. Tigers need a bucket. It's been a while. Hayron goes left to right. Leaves it for Marshall. 3-pointer by Marshall. In and out. No good. Rebound. And a foul on who?
I think that's Warner.
They do. They give it to Cole Warner. And Coach Sorensen can't believe it. He's nearly beside himself. And Cole Warner just fouled out.
The crowd doesn't like it. Not one bit. Tough call there on Cole Warner.
Rebounding, it was a loose ball situation. You're right, tough call. Well, obviously the officials thought he saw something. And now Jackson Last the line to try to cut it to 2. And they blow the whistle right as he lets the free throw go, because Spencer Snow hadn't checked in yet. And Last can't believe it. He's like, I just switched my free throw and it doesn't count. What are they? They're trying to say count the basket, but there was no basket.
They blew the whistle before.
Are they talking about counting the free throw?
I think so. Because no one shot.
The whistle blew as he was shooting. It definitely was not off in time before the whistle. But you got to figure Last is going to make 2 anyway. Maybe not. Who knows? So Spencer Snow will check in. Warner is out of the game. Jackson Last is like, well, how many free throws do I have to make? By the way, in the game, Jackson Last has not missed a free throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 7 from the line. 8 for 8. He's made it a 3-point game at 63-60. One more coming for Jackson Last. Swish. 63-61, one possession game, 1:13 on the clock. Robertson gets it out to Staley. Here comes a double team. Ball's tipped, nearly stolen, but saved by Childs. Childs to Sampson. Sampson is bumped and fouled. I don't think Coach Langston wanted a foul yet. I think they just wanted to hustle, maybe get a steal. That'll be on Gonzalez, his third. I had already marked him for his third because I thought the last one was on him. So
works out.
But going to the line will be Brooks Sampson. Sampson has not scored tonight. Free throw way too hard.
Ooh, almost
actually
got the bounce.
Kind of bounced, almost bounced in. It did bounce out, but when he let it go, it looked way too hard. But, you know, you get it up there, you get yourself a chance.
This is a big free throw right here from Brooks Sampson.
1:01 on the clock, and that one no good too. Missed them both. You always worry about a guy who hasn't scored yet because it's hard to hit for him to visualize it going through. So now it's a 2-point Snow Canyon lead. Last thought about the stop and pop, the step back Jay. Now he drives in the lane, gives it over to Marshall for 3. Too hard. Marshall is off tonight. Ball to the floor and a reaching foul called on the Tigers. And if that's on Hayron, he is done. It is, and he is.
It's a tough shot for Regan Marshall. I don't think we've seen a 3 fall through for him yet tonight.
And Reagan, he only has 5 on the year, but he's comfortable out there. You can tell he's comfortable, but he has not been able to get one to go.
And you've seen Jackson Last after that play coming up, giving him a high five. His team has confidence he can hit those.
Yep. Pardon me. The Tigers will check Bryce Thomas into the game. And Sampson, who just missed 2, will get 2 more. You figure if he's at least a 50% free throw shooter, he'll make these, right? The odds are.
You think. They're big.
No good. Missed the front end. 39.8 on the clock. One more coming for Brooks Sampson, who is 0 for 3 here in the fourth quarter. Marshall Last boxing guys out. Here's the free throw. No good. Last on the glass, and it's still a 2-point game. Last will walk it across as the clock ticks down to 30 seconds. Warriors by 2. Bryson Childs guarding Jackson Last. Drives in the lane, up off the glass, good, and a foul. Jackson Last comes through once again.
Everyone in this arena knew who was going to take that shot. And for him to take the contact and still put that down off the backboard, incredible.
So the game is tied. Last with a free throw for the lead with 22 seconds to go. And Childs just got his 4th foul.
What do they say? Big time players make big time plays, huh?
Yeah, when the moment is biggest. Garasoli checks in. They're going to take Sampson, who just missed all those free throws, out of the game. And that must mean Garasoli's a good free throw shooter, right? Here comes Last for the lead with 22 seconds to go. Got it. He is perfect from the line in this game. Timeout Hurricane. With 22 on the clock and a 1-point lead. They'll take a 30-second timeout. Be back with the finish of this one in 30 seconds. Tigers lead by 1. Okay, let's set it up for you. Both teams in the double bonus. Both teams with timeouts left. At least one. I think Hurricane or Spokane has 2. Hurricane has 1. The lead is 64-63. Tigers on top. The clock says 22.3 seconds.
If you're Snow Canyon, that's the only good thing that came from that Jackson last and one is that he left you 22 seconds.
The last, of course, had to shoot early because if you miss, you got to, try to foul or something. Childs will trigger it in. He gets it to the point guard, Staley. Clock under 20. Staley in the forecourt, and they use another timeout. We're going to keep it right here on this one. I think they're out of 30s. It's probably a full, but I want to talk about the region for a second. With Canyon View's win, the standings are right now Dixie 6-0. Desert Hills is 4-2. Canyon View improves to 3-3. Pineview is 2-4. Right now, the Warriors are 1-4. They're hoping to go to 2-4, and the Tigers are 3-2, hoping to go to 4-2. So Dixie actually very happy tonight because they got a win against a not very good Cedar team. And then Canyon View upset Desert Hills. So that automatically gave them a 2.5 game lead because it's a 2-game lead, but they beat Desert Hills, so they have a tiebreak on them. So big night for Dixie High.
So Dixie gains a little ground, and the rest of the region becomes a more jumbled mess.
Yes, especially if Snow Canyon pulls this one out. Hard to say what's going to happen. I can tell you this, the clock is really time for, you want to shoot maybe 4 or 5 seconds left in case you miss. You got to figure, now Snow Canyon has been in some close games this year. Twice, Joey Robertson in back-to-back games hit the game winner. You got to figure they got to get Joey the ball. That's the plan.
Especially with Hurricane not guarding the post well at all tonight.
Last has 3 fouls. He got 2 in the first quarter, only has 1 since. Ball comes into Staley. Staley guarded by Gonzalez. To Snow, now to Garasoli. They go into Robertson, and he is doubled. Into Child. Child shot up and no good. That was Snow, rather, and a blocking foul called. And so Spencer Snow will go to the line with 6.9 seconds left. Not necessarily what they wanted, Rustin, but you'll take it, right?
They'll take it for sure. Good recognition from Snow to cut there. Robertson being double teamed. Everyone knew they wanted Robertson to take that shot. Here's big-time shots from Snow coming up.
Free throw by Snow, no good. Spencer Snow with 2 points in the game. If he can get it up to 3, we'll be tied. I think Hurricane wants a timeout after the free throw no matter what happens. And actually, I think Snow Canyon does too. Snow's free throw, no good. High rebound, bounced around, foul. I think that's a good call. It's going to be on either Garasoli or Snow. Garasoli with the personal. The ball was tipped in. It did go in, but that was way after the foul, and Garasoli went flying out there. And now a technical foul. Now a tee on Bryson Childs, I believe. No, they give it to Snow. And that might just do it.
Snow Canyon falling apart. Is that 0 for 6 down the stretch on key free throws between Sampson and Spencer Snow?
Technical foul called.
2.
Another technical foul called.
Bryson Childs gets this one.
And we have unrest on the bench for Snow Canyon. Childs is going to be escorted out of the building. And he says, leave me alone. He's fouled out with that technical. There's going to be, I believe, 6 straight free throws. 2 for the foul on the rebound, 2 for the technical, first technical, 2 for the second technical, and Hurricane will get the ball. That's the way it should be.
I think it's safe to say that Snow Canyon lost their cool right there.
Yeah, they lost it at the line, and then they lost their cool.
Which will ultimately, more than likely, result in them losing this ball game.
And probably losing out on a shot at the playoffs. You go 1-5 the first half of region, you're in big trouble. They bring both head coaches together. Official talking to them both. I think a fan threw a hat on the floor, by the way, which was it kind of complicated everything else that was happening. I saw a policeman actually pick the hat up and bring it over to the sideline.
We got policemen talking to cheerleaders.
Yeah, that is Travis Brown, the school resource officer here, which is a fancy name for the school cop. And Brown, he looks as agitated as anybody over there. Yeah. So, free throws. Austin Staley's dad just came and said something to me, and I'm not sure what he was trying to tell me because it's hard to talk with somebody when you have the headsets on. But now they're going to shoot the free throw from the foul, and a bounce and a nice little roll or whatever you want to call it there. Is that Eves, number 10?
That is Eves.
Logan Eves hasn't played in this game until right now. He makes 1 out of 2, but now we'll have 4 technical free throws by Jackson Last. Keep in mind, Last hasn't missed a free throw in this game, and he shot a bunch of them. A little harder when nobody's at the line, and he still makes it.
Rolls off the front of the rim. He's been incredible tonight.
He's approaching 40 points. If he makes all his free throws, he'll be over 40. That's 39. 2 more coming. You hear the chant of MVP. He made 3 in a row. 1 more coming for Jackson Last, who now has a big flashing 40 up on the scoreboard. 41 now for Jackson Last.
And a 6-point Hurricane lead.
Somebody else just threw something on the floor. That might be another tee on Snow Canyon. Usually you get a warning if you throw one thing on the floor, and then it's a tee if you throw something else. Now it came from a different area. This one came from over here. The hat came from over in the student section.
Was it another hat thrown on the floor?
No, it was a
something
balled up piece of trash or something. Now you got administrators getting involved. This game is already really late and really long, and now you got technicals and all kinds of crap going on. Hurricane will have the ball. They now lead by 6, and again, it's all over with the shouting as far as who's going to win. In fact, some of the fans and parents are making their way to the exits.
You go from a 1-point game with 6.1 seconds to a 6-point game with the same amount of time on the clock. That's how crazy things have been tonight.
Give Hurricane credit for doubling Robertson, knowing that he was the guy that they were going to get the ball to. Garrisoli trying to foul Last, and finally they get the call. Garrisoli fouled him like 4 times, and the ref finally called on the 5th one. And Jackson Last will go to the line with 3 seconds to go and a 6-point lead. And it's just really more beautiful stats to add to his line, huh?
That's for sure.
Don't chant MVP while he's shooting his free throws. That's not very nice. Last, well, I guess it doesn't bother that kid because he just switched to another one. 42 in the game for Jackson Last.
And to go with those 42, some very clutch plays.
43, he hit the back end. The lead is 71-63. They'll let Snow Canyon shoot a 3 at the buzzer, but it's over. 71-63. Only 12 points in the quarter for Snow Canyon. Hurricane ends up with 20. And it's a final as the Tigers, with much adversity, survive and get a road victory, Rustin.
They did a tremendous job tonight on the opposition's floor, making free throws, making big plays, playing good defense down the stretch. It doesn't hurt that Snow Canyon missed some critical free throws.
They missed 6 straight critical free throws when they had a chance to take the lead or add to their lead. And that's why Hurricane with that 8-point win. Again, Holbrook Asphalt Big Store dessert is in effect. You need to go right now to Yogurtland. 5 ounces of free yogurt, and then anything above 5 you're paying for on your own. But appreciate Holbrook Asphalt for bringing that to light and sponsoring that. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. We're going to have a quick post-game show brought to you by Johnson Pediatric Dentistry when we come back in 2 minutes.
There is a place where looking out means looking in. Wow. Where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever. Where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered. Where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Yeah, thank you so much to Dr. Cody Johnson and his staff. Make your kids feel right at home. See why so many are choosing Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Call 628-0511 and ask for the new patient special. So our TV crew can start doing their wrap-up, let's go right to the highlights, and then we'll talk about some of the awards here in the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. I hope they've got them ready. You guys got those highlights ready, and fire those up for us. There we go. It was a long second half. It started with Bryson Childs hitting the fadeaway three-pointer. Jackson Lasta was good. I mean, he was good all game long. Joey Robertson finally got warmed up. He ended up with 20 points. Definitely a DATS Trucking Player of the Game for the Warriors. But Last was just so good. 43 points in the game for Jackson Last. And a runner right there. And then a 4-point play for Matthew Myers. Excuse me, yeah, it was Myers. And then the spin move by Jackson Last, the spin cycle. I don't know. How do you do that, Rustin?
The only time I spin like that is when I'm on a carousel.
Inside, Bryson Childs with a great shot. Lasto outdoing them all, stepping away from the foul. A backdoor pass. Last with the throw down. And then Marshall, another look at that one. Man, elevation for Jackson Last, number 3. Part of his 43-point night. A third look at it. I like that. We could run that one all night. Backdoor cut, the delivery from Marshall. Of course, Joey Robertson looked pretty good too. Kept his team in the game. Now Last. That was the play, and I think that's going to be our AWP Playmaker play of the game. That gave Hurricane the lead with a 3-point play. They were down 2 late. And let's go ahead and jump to our awards now, Russ. Let's start off with our play of the game. I think that three-point play by Last is probably, even though that dunk was pretty, the three-point play when they were down 2 late had to be the one.
I can't argue with you, that's for sure. Jackson Last, big-time players making big-time plays. Absolutely clutch.
See the boys at AWP, the #1 playmakers in the appliance business with GE and Samsung, located across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. That's Appliance Wholesalers Plus. Our AWP playmaker, Jackson Last, with the three-point play late in the game to give his team the lead. And then, Dad's trucking player of the game is easy because not too often somebody goes off like Jackson Last went off. Let me just mention Dad's, your quality service carrier, running strong since 1988. Fuel up and grab the snack at Ernie's 2 Sinclair Station as well at the top of the boulevard. They deliver your Dad's trucking player of the game all season long. Jackson Last, listen to these numbers, Rustin. Last made 13 field goals. One of them was a 3 that started the game, you remember. And then he made 16 free throws, which is pretty good if he shot 25. He didn't shoot 25, he shot 16. He made them all 100% from the line, including 4 in a row with nobody there late in the game on the technical fouls. Amazing.
With the crowd breathing down his throat. I mean, he only had 1 3-pointer.
1 3 to start the game. First play of the game was his 3.
Wow.
Everything else was mid-range and taking it to the hole, including that great and one late in the ball game. But Jackson Last, undoubtedly our Dad's trucking player of the game for the Hurricane Tigers. For the Snow Canyon Warriors, Dad's trucking player of the game was Joey Robertson. Robertson had 6 at halftime, but he ended up with 7 in the third quarter and 7 in the fourth quarter for 20 total points for the big fella. And he was 5 out of 6 from the free throw line as well. So with an honorable mention, I think, to Bryson Childs, because Childs played hard and did a lot of great things, especially in the third quarter.
Robertson was so good in the post. He was off to a slow start early on. I think he only had 2 points or so in the first quarter. It was a struggle, but Robertson definitely got going later on, and that's really why the Snow Canyon Warriors stayed in the game, is because of Robertson down there on the block.
Robertson, our POG, brought to you by Dats, and Bryson Childs, though, 20 points as well. He had a great third quarter. It was Robertson that kept him in it in the fourth quarter, and ultimately, though, Snow Canyon falls on a couple of technical fouls after they missed some free throws. And I mean, there's a lot of things you can look at for Snow Canyon. Oh, if only we had, they missed 6 straight free throws, 4 of them with a 2-point lead, and then the other 2 coming when they were down by 1, and they could have taken the lead, and that just hurts.
It really does. When you have the opportunity to put the game away or to win the game yourself, and that opportunity comes short, nothing really hurts more than that.
I wanted to do the math on all the free throws, but there's so many of them that I'll have to get to that in just a second. They were 16 of 19 through 3. Unfortunately, they missed 7 free throws in the fourth quarter. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 free throws missed in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
That's tough. So they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were 6 of 14 in the fourth quarter. Which makes them 22 for 33 in the game, which isn't a bad, that's 67%. That's not bad. But when you consider they were about 89% going into the fourth, that's where it really hurts. So let's update the standings for you with the results tonight. Again, Dixie wins by 19 over Cedar. Dixie 6-0 in region play. Desert Hills loses at home to Canyon View, so Desert Hills drops to 4-2. That is the exact same record now that Hurricane has, 4-2. Canyon View improves to 3-3. So if the playoffs were to start today, those are your 4 playoff teams: Dixie, Desert Hills, Hurricane, and Canyon View. Pineview is 2-4, and Cedar is 1-5, and Snow Canyon now drops to 1-5. They've got their work cut out for them because they're 2 games behind Canyon View for that last spot, plus a couple of other teams involved in there. So Warriors need a big second half.
They really do, and it hurts because Snow Canyon has been in the last couple of region games they've played with Dixie and with Hurricane tonight. Make some free throws, make a couple different plays, and it could be entirely different for the Warriors.
Yeah, great point. We're going to wrap it up. Do want to mention our Jimmy John Super Sub of the game. Going to hand that one out to Matthew Myers, who came in and had a 4-point play in the third quarter when Hurricane was making a comeback. So Matt Myers is our Jimmy John Super Sub. Visit one of 4 Southern Utah locations for subs so fast and fresh. You'll freak. We appreciate again Ron Shell Station. We'll be back on the air Friday. Now, Friday's a little bit of a different night because Dixie State is home. So it'll be Dixie State versus Fresno Pacific on ESPN radio and on television. And then Mike and I will be over at Pineview for this same Snow Canyon team. They need a win. They're taking on the Pineview Panthers, a team that beat them up pretty good first time around. So we'll be there at 7 p.m. for that ball game as well. That's a look ahead brought to you again by our good friends at Ron's Boulevard Shell Station, 656-1350. And again, the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert is in effect. Go get your yogurt, folks. Thanks also to Sports Clips for giving our MVP, our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game the MVP treatment. For Rustin Burnside, Andy Griffin wishing you a good night. Tigers win it in a close one.